Hey guys, what is up? It's Nikki. Now, you already know it's April 2nd, which means that we're in quarter two, so that means it's time to revisit our goals. Now, if you were struggling with your goals for quarter one, it is okay. We are still early in the game. And for those of you who do not know, I have been reading the 12-week year, so I am fired up and I know I can accomplish anything that I put my mind to because I got the battery in my back because of that book. If you haven't read it or you haven't heard of it, make sure you click the link in the bio and check out my Amazon storefront. It's on there. Get you one. Now let's get back to SMART goals. So SMART goals are specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, relevant, and they're time bound. So if you haven't been creating your goals like this, what are you doing in life? Now, for those of you who are still struggling with what a SMART goal is and how to get started, don't worry, I got you covered. So we about to break it down real quick. All right. So a SMART goal is a goal that is, like I said already. Now, it has to be specific, which means you have to be really, really specific with your goals. So prime example, if I tell you guys, you know what, my goal is to build an emergency fund. All right. Now, the first step in my specific SMART goal is what I want to do and why. All right. So I want to save $1,500 in my emergency fund by the end of quarter two, 2024, because it's going to set my family up financially. Now, we all know $1,500 is not going to move the world, but it's a start, all right? So let's go with that. Now, next, your goal needs to be measurable, all right? Now, how do you do that? How will you know when you've accomplished your goal? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to track my progress with this app that I've downloaded. I don't have an app. Let's just, whatever app that you're going to use. And I'm going to move $125 bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks when I get paid, automatically that $125 is going to go into my account. And that is how I'm going to measure my goal and my progress. You getting it? Starting to click together. All right. Boom. Now, the next thing you need to do is make sure that it is achievable. So you need to ask yourself, how can you accomplish this goal? Well, I'm glad you asked. The first thing you need to do is reevaluate your finances, right? You need to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb and see where you can cut out expenses. So you know what? I'll be eating out like 4 times a week. I need to cut that out and really stay home and cook, right? Or I need to cancel those subscriptions. Like, I have Netflix and I don't even use Netflix. So it's pointless for me to be paying for this subscription that I don't even use. So go through my budget and see where I can cut back so that I can now use that money toward my new goal. The next thing that your SMART goal has to be is relevant. Now, is this the right time for you to be achieving this goal? Is this the right time for you to go at this goal? Of course it is, because in this economy and anything can happen at any day, we all know that we need to have a little cushion, even if it's not a lot, right? Something is better than nothing. And God forbid, if any emergency comes up, at least I have that little bit of cushion that I can rely on to move forward. So it's definitely relevant for my life today, especially as a divorced single mom. Now, last but not least, your goal needs to be time bound. Now, when will you accomplish this goal? You need to have some sort of insight in mind, because if not, then it's just going to keep on going. And you're not going to really put forth any real effort because you don't really take it seriously. So by saying, you know what, by the end of quarter two, I need to have this $1,500 saved. This is how I'm going to do it. You have all of the steps mapped out for you, and everything should just flow really, really nicely because you already know exactly how you're going to do it. So now that you've built your SMART goal, that's not enough. You actually have to come up with an action plan on how you're actually going to achieve this. So if we're going with the same, I'm saving this $1,500 for my emergency fund, how I would put my action plan into place is like this. First and foremost, I need to go through my budget. All right. It's April 2nd, so perfect time, right? Tonight, I'm going to get out a paper and pad. I'm literally going to write out all of my expenses and all of the money that I have coming in. Once again, I'm going to go over the things that I need versus the things that are, just luxury right now. Go through my wants versus needs and start cutting out those things that I don't absolutely need so that I know that I can start saving money there. The second thing that I'm going to do is open up a savings account, and not just any savings account. You need a high yield savings account, preferably one that is online. That way, unless there's an emergency, you can't get to that money. And this is really going to test you. I personally have a Marcus account. So if you want to, bank with them, but you need to shop around and look for like accounts that'll be good for you and your situation. But if you're interested in Marcus, let me know. I have a link, and you can save some money on that, and I can save some money too. So let me know, send me a DM. Now, after I open up this high yield savings account, I'm going to now automate my savings. So out of sight, out of mind. Now, I'm going to put it so that every time I get paid, it's automatically going to go into that account. I'm not going to miss it because you know what? I'm not even paying it any mind. I'm not physically taking the money and moving it into my savings account where I have the opportunity to be like, you know what? I could really use this money this week, or maybe I should do this instead. Nah, I'm automatically saving it where it needs to go. The next thing I need to do is say, if I don't have enough money, how am I going to get to this money? So I need to figure out what side hustle I'm going to do. Like pick up an extra side job or some type of gig where I can earn additional income so that I can make sure that I'm meeting this goal. Now, the next thing you need to do is have weekly check-ins. All right, every Sunday I need to sit down and see if I'm making my goal, if I'm meeting my goal. Am I working on my side hustle? Have I found one yet? Am I able to put this money to the side? If not, I may want to retweak my goal or maybe come down, to how much I'm trying to save to make sure that this is something that is actually achievable and not stress myself out, right? I want to achieve the goal, but at the same time, I want to be smart and be in control of my mental health as well. So the last thing that I would do if I was, doing this goal is I would celebrate milestones, right? So when I reach the halfway point, I might give myself a little incentive. So if it's me, I'm going to do something like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself to a pedicure, or I'm going to go, have some Starbucks because I met my goal, or I'm halfway there. So I know I'm working towards something and I want to keep up the momentum.